I identify greatly with this location and with the South London Gallery, which has been pioneer in bringing this kind of work into this area.
There is a way in which the works relate, not only because they are Latin American, but also because works pose some sort of critical questions.
It's called The Dictator, and it was made in Los Angeles, California in the late 70s. It's London's first viewing of The Dictator, actually.
It's going to be a really exciting experience of discovery of artists from many different countries across the region, but also working in a huge variety of media.
The exhibition is part of the UBS MAP project, which is an attempt to change the way the Guggenheim related to other geographies beyond European and North American narratives.
It's shown across our main space and first floor spaces, but very excitingly, bringing this show to London has enabled us to bring the fire station on Peckham Road into use for the first time as an exhibition space.
Rafael Ferrer's Art for Whom is painted looking towards the Fox Garden in the exterior facade of the South London Gallery. In the Clore Studios, we have the film program happening during the weekends. The exhibition continues through the different spaces of the gallery. Something that I really like about the space is the scale it gives to the works. You really have a kind of personal, direct relationship to the works, which in a way kind of makes it more human and more personal. No? It kind of breaks the maybe mental distance that could exist between the idea of Latin America as something over there. No? It really brings it to your face.
It's so nice to have something that's interactive. Quite often when you take children to galleries, everything looks so touchable and so enjoyable, but you have to tell them the whole time, don't touch, don't touch. So this has been perfect. I actually loved it.
We've been able to dovetail work that we've been doing in the local community for more than a decade with different groups, with the programme associated with this exhibition, with a whole range of talks, events and off-site projects. So for example, Federico Herrero has made a really stunning work on a playground on Pelican Estate, which is just behind the Peckham Road fire station. But also Amalia Pica will be doing a performance on Peckham Square. So it's been really fantastic to kind of weave in these relationships into the show in a really meaningful way.
It's one of the only paintings in the show. I was interested in the language of forms and color and how can this relate into sound. What I'm really happy about is to be in this dialogue with this family of artists put together. It creates a certain bonding and a certain dialogue.
The idea of politics permeates most of the works. Artists respond to their own kind of context through the works of art.
What's special about this exhibition is that it takes place in South London, which is a wonderful community, immigrant community. To bring all these immigrants from around Latin America to this place is very special to me.
A Logo for America. It's a work that's been activated in Times Square almost 30 years after it first was activated in 1987. It was activated in Mexico at the Auditorio Nacional screen. In each of the places it has been activated, it still continues to question us what is the meaning of the idea of America.
The fact that we will display the work in Piccadilly Circus, it's a thrilling adventure.
There is this saying that Brazil is the country of the future, which is not so good because the future never comes. The work that is in the exhibition has to do with how this country created an image of itself. It relates to the history of Brazil, the way these systems works and the way the media creates images and how that echoes, reverberates, is the same thing everywhere.
Colonel Perez Garcia was overthrown by a military junta in a violent and ruthless manner.
I was interested in the idea of how North American politics looks at South American politics and how the news is transformed into spectacle, into show. We have dictators of the right and dictators of the left, but they all prove to be the same. At the end, it's about power and money. I decided a long time ago to keep doing my own work independently of politics, because politicians go and we stay.
The way of working that we've been doing here in South London Gallery is really kind of rethinking what an institution of the future or of today should be and could be. How could it interact with others and create significant relationships through art?